Hello, children. Today we are going to discuss one more chapter, that is friend and foe. So we are going to discuss NCERT exercises today. Let's start our discussion. Question number 1, fill in the blanks. So let's see what are the questions. Microorganisms can be seen with the help of we know because they are microorganisms, so they cannot be seen with our naked eyes. We can see them with the help of a microscope. So we will write microscope, right? Now, blue-green algae fix dash directly from air and enhance the fertility of soil. We all know that blue-green algae, they fix the atmospheric nitrogen. So we will write fix nitrogen. Alcohol is produced with the help of, we know, a microorganism called yeast. It helps in the production of alcohol, right? By the process of anaerobic respiration, right? Cholera is caused by a bacteria. And the name of the bacteria is Vibrio cholerae, right? Now, question number 2. Tick the correct answer. So we have to tick the correct answer. There are options given here. You need to choose the correct answer and you need to tick it. So yeast is used in the production of, just now we have discussed that it is used in the production of alcohol. Next question, the following is an antibiotic. So here we can see that which one is the antibiotic. Yes, streptomycin is the antibiotic. It is used for the treatment of tuberculosis. Carrier of malaria causing protozoan is. So we all know that malaria is caused due to female Anopheles mosquito. It carries malaria causing protozoa. That is, what is the name of the protozoa? Plasmodium, right? So this is the correct answer. Next question. The most common carrier of communicable diseases is, we all know that houseflies are the most common carriers. They sit here and there, they sit on dirty places and then they sit on our food, they infect our food, and then we might get any of the communicable disease, right? Next question. The bread or idli dough rises because of growth of yeast cells. When these yeast cells, they grow, then they, as the process of respiration, they give out carbon dioxide gas, and because of that, this idli dough will rise, right? Now, next question is, the process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is known as fermentation. Next question, match the following, right? Match the organisms in column A with their action in column B. So here certain organisms are given and in column B, their actions are given. So let's see what are the correct answers. Bacteria. So bacteria will not help in fixing nitrogen. And yes, it is helping in setting of curd, but let's see other options as well. Baking of bread, causing malaria, causing cholera, causing AIDS, and producing antibiotics. So most appropriate answer is causing cholera, right? Rhizobium, it is a bacteria, right, which helps in nitrogen fixation. So here we will write rhizobium. Then lactobacillus, it is again a bacteria which helps in setting of curd. It converts milk into curd, right? Then number 4 is yeast. We know that yeast helps in baking of bread, right? So here we will write number 4. A protozoan, and a protozoan produces spreads malaria, that is plasmodium, right? So this will be number 5. And a virus, it causes AIDS. So here we will write a virus causing AIDS, that is immunodeficiency, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Full form of AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, right? Now, next question is, can microorganisms be seen with the naked eye? If not, how can they be seen? Because they are microorganisms, so they cannot be seen with the naked eyes. They can be seen with the help of microscope, right? It could be a simple microscope, means a lens, right? Magnifying lens, and it could be a compound microscope, right? So we can write down answer here. Microorganisms cannot be seen with the naked eyes. They can be seen with the help of microscope, right? Now, moving on to next question. What are the major groups of microorganisms, right? So, major groups of microorganisms are microorganisms are, we know it is divided into different categories: bacteria, protozoa, then we can write down algae, fungi, and virus, right? So these are the major categories. Now next question. Name the microorganisms which can fix atmospheric nitrogen in the soil. So we can write down these are rhizobium bacterium, right? Azotobacter bacterium and Clostridium bacterium, right? So these are the names of various bacteria which help in atmospheric nitrogen fixation. Now moving on to next question. Write 10 lines on the usefulness of microorganisms in our lives. We all know that microorganisms are useful and at the same time they are harmful as well. So here we have to write down 10 lines on the usefulness of microorganisms. So here we can write down point wise. First one is they are used as food, right? In certain countries, certain microorganisms are eaten, by people, right? There are certain algae which are eaten, so we can write down this. Then they are used in making medicines, right? Like there are certain antibiotics which are made by using these microorganisms, right? They are used in baking industries. They are used in baking industry. They are also used in making alcohol. By the process of fermentation, right? Then they are also used in fixing the nitrogen, right? So we can write down they are used in nitrogen fixation. So what happens because of this nitrogen fixation? We get the food items which are rich in protein, right? Also, they are helpful in converting milk into curd. They convert milk into curd. Then there are few other uses as well. We can, make certain cleaning agents, right? Which are helpful in various industries. So we can write down they help in making cleaning agents as they decompose the dead organic matter, right? They decompose the matter, right? Then they are also used for making probiotics, used in making probiotics. And these probiotics are very useful for increasing our body's immunity, right? And also they are used in making vaccines. We know that weakened form of certain microorganisms are used in making vaccines. So this is also a very useful, characteristic of microorganisms. We can use it in our daily life. It is also used in making cheese, right? So these are the various uses. Apart from these uses, there are so many other uses as well, but here only 10 we are supposed to write. So we have written only 10 uses, right? Now, next question is write a short paragraph on the harmful effects of microorganisms. So we have to write a short paragraph. So we can write down, we know that microorganisms are useful and at the same time they are harmful. So earlier we have written the lines on useful microorganisms. Now let's write about the harmful effects of microorganisms, right? So we can write down that Microorganisms are harmful for us as they cause various diseases like tuberculosis, AIDS, cholera, etc. These are the few diseases, right? They also spoil food, right? And decay organic matter. So, decaying of organic matter at times is useful and at times it is harmful for us as well, right? So, all these diseases, spoilage of food, decay of organic matter, all these things are not very useful for us. That is why we are keeping it in the harmful effects of microorganisms, right? Uh, we can write few more points like various diseases caused by microorganisms cause damage to our health, right? They also cause decay or destroy our valuable resources like wood, textiles, and even buildings as well, right? So we can say that, they are very harmful for us. If you want, you can add few more points, right? You can write about these diseases in detail as well, but here I have written a short paragraph. Okay. Now, next question is, what are antibiotics? What precautions must be taken while taking antibiotics? So, we all know that antibiotics are the medicines which are used to kill, or you can say they are also used to stop the growth of disease causing microorganisms, right? So, whenever we have any disease which is caused by microorganisms, so doctor prescribe us to take antibiotics. So, we can write down antibiotics are the medicines which are used to kill or maybe stop the growth of microorganisms. Which microorganisms? disease causing microorganisms. Right? Now, what are the precautions which we must take while taking antibiotics? So, when we are taking antibiotics, we should be careful enough, right? We should not take it on our own. We should always consult a doctor before taking these antibiotics. And also, while taking it, whatever dosage is prescribed by the doctor, we should stick to that, right? And we should not uh, use it in excess. Again and again, we should avoid using it, because when we are saying that it is killing the growth of microorganisms, so it will, it might kill the growth, or it might stop the growth of microorganisms which are useful for our body, right? And it might kill those microorganisms which are good for our body. So while we are on antibiotics, we need to be very, very careful. We need to follow the instructions given by the doctor. So here we can write down, we should take following precautions while taking antibiotics. So let's write number one, consult a doctor before taking antibiotics. Then point number two, follow the instructions given by the doctor. Then third one is, do not use overdose of antibiotic, right? And antibiotics may destroy they may destroy useful bacteria, useful microorganisms as well, useful bacteria also. Hence, should be taken in prescribed quantity only, right? So we need to be very, very careful when we are taking antibiotics, right? So children, that's it for the day. We will again meet and we will do another chapter. Bye everyone.